If you feel like you've been trying to pack lighter for years, like seriously years, you are not alone, okay? I find that most of my audience at Her Packing List have been attempting to bring less and less for a very long time. And they have been able to, make small gains here and there, whittling down their list bit by bit throughout various trips spread across many travel seasons. But it hasn't actually resulted in truly impactful packing light success yet. Okay. In fact, my own personal journey towards my packing goals took me 8 long years. And yes, I put it on a graph to show that it's often a marathon and definitely not a sprint. But it doesn't have to be that way, okay? If you know what to look for and what to work on that actually moves the needle, you can in fact jump the line. You can catapult into your future light packing self in record time. It doesn't have to take 8 years. In this video, we are going to discuss how you can reach your packing light goals, hopefully before you leave on your next trip. But before we do that, we're going to discuss why it doesn't have to take 8 years to reach your packing light goals, but it often does. You see, I want you to think back right now to those times many years ago when you were taught how to pack a bag for a trip or how to create a capsule wardrobe, or that time when you were told that you should want less and be okay with less. Are you drawing a blank? That's because those things probably didn't happen. Packing light isn't something that we're born knowing how to do. It's not a subject that you take in school. And in terms of wanting less, well, that goes against everything our society stands for. We are shown that we should want more and have more, and that is success and comfort right there. Those struggles that you're having with packing light are probably not your fault. Yet most people assume that they should just know how to do this thing that they were never really taught how to do. And what that does is it causes us a lot of internal frustration, anger, self-doubt, especially when those expectations don't meet up with reality. So again, if you are feeling this way, you are not alone, okay? These are all part of the reason why your journey is taking longer than you hope. The struggle is normal, but it shouldn't be something that makes you feel like you aren't capable, okay? Because you just haven't learned a method that works for you yet. Don't give up, keep going. With that in mind, I want to showcase the path that a lot of people go on as they're trying to pack lighter. In that process, you are going from this person with a lot of luggage to being more like this person down here who has very little luggage. And there is typically a string of tactics that people pursue as they cross to the other side of our metaphorical river. And just so you know, this river is generally not peaceful. It's not calm in the slightest, all right? So as people cross this river, one of the things that they tend to pursue, it's not just the packing tips, it's the packing hacks. People love hacks, and they think that hacks are the things that are going to get them to the other side. But in essence, you might get one step further, but oftentimes you take a step back because you realize that the hack isn't really sustainable. And then people, they like to focus on new gear. They think, if I have better gear, packing light will follow because packing is easier. A lot of times this actually results in backtracking because they end up buying a lot of extra travel-friendly gadgets and gizmos that they then start traveling with. And it takes a while to realize that a lot of them could be ditched before they can move ahead in the river. Of course, they're not done with this yet. They are now looking at luggage. They think, oh my gosh, if I have this pretty new suitcase that has all the perfect organization built in, packing light is going to be so much easier. Then people tend to explore travel clothing options. They might make a few upgrades to their wardrobe so they can pack a tiny bit lighter, but in reality, they're still bringing quite a bit of stuff, and it is feeling uncomfortable and frustrating. All the while, they're doing research. They're reading articles about packing. They're watching packing videos. I mean, lots of packing videos. Let's get real about that. To get advice for their upcoming trip. There's something about seeing and hearing about other people's packing process that makes them feel like they're making progress themselves. But for a lot of people, this is really procrastination. Procrastination for what you really need to do, which is over here, That part's the hard part, okay? So instead of tackling the hard stuff that truly moves the needle, people tend to stay swirling around here in the whirlpool of packing light stress for years. Okay, some get so frustrated that they give up and they go back to what appears to be more comfortable, and that is overpacking, because at least there they know what to expect. Now, a big portion do stay swirling around in the chaos, and for them, the idea of packing for a trip is never fun. And many people here, they get that feeling that they would almost rather stay home than go on the trip. Now, a few of the determined, however, journey over to the hard part. This is the part of the journey that starts to truly get you closer to your goal. But it's hard, so hard, okay? This is the part of the process where people start whittling down their packing list piece by little piece. And I say this is hard because it really is piece by little piece. Trying to pull out stuff from your packing to bring less than what you're used to, that's a mental battle. And everything that you take out is going to feel so much more important than it really is. So what happens is people tend to only remove 1 or 2 items for each big trip, and they have to prove that they were actually okay without it before they can move on and try it again. So that means the journey towards reaching packing light goals takes years, just like mine. And that's if you can stay on the path, because the mental game here is so wobbly. One slip up, one removal of just the right or wrong thing, it can send you back into overpacking land, because that's so much easier than learning to think differently about packing. Because here's the real problem. This is the secret. This is the thing that no one's talking about, but it's the real issue. To get to the other side, you have to go from being someone who only sees more as the option to being safe and prepared, right? More stuff is the answer, to being someone who wants and desires less and feels okay about it, that's safe and prepared without all the extra stuff. That is what we call an identity shift. You literally have to transform your identity from this to that in order to reach your packing light goals. And that is a tough journey. It's not just physical, it is mental. This is why packing light is often such a long, stressful journey, because it's not about the stuff. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Getting hung up on all the things that are swirling around in here, like having the best packing cubes, what shoes allow me to pack light, what gadget can help me pack more, the hacks, all the things, they're keeping you busy and they're keeping you stuck. You will continue to swirl around right here for eternity. None of it matters until you can embrace being okay with less. And most of the work happens right here in the whittled down area. You build up the confidence to be okay with less by taking away stuff and then taking a trip with less. But it takes so long to get there. And that's not why you're watching this video, is it? You're watching this video because you want to know how to jump the line and reach your packing light goals sooner. So if you want to do the thing that will 100% guarantee that you have lighter luggage on your next trip, even if you're leaving tomorrow, bring less stuff. That's it. That's all you have to do. You don't need to worry about finding the right packing cubes or researching gear and hacks. You simply need to bring less stuff and you will find some success. Now, if you're sitting there right now and you're saying, but Brooke, I need all my stuff, I'm going to politely insist that that is not the case. I have been working with travelers now for years on their packing inside my classes, and I can tell you that the amount of stuff they actually need for travel is significantly less than they had been telling themselves for a lifetime. In fact, in my last Baggage Freedom Express class, one student realized that about 90% of the stuff that she'd been packing was really just fluff. 90%. Let that sink in. So when we are looking at the normal pathway towards reaching packing light goals, what I want you to do is I want you to take a big step back, or maybe many steps back, and run like the wind and make a flying leap to this part of the process right here. You have to bypass all the whirlpool stuff and you have to go straight to the part where you're pulling things out of your bag. This whittle down area is where you make the most gains towards the identity shift. This area is like the 20% of the process that does 80% of the work. And when you start to prove that you can be okay going away with less, you become that person who can travel truly light and free. All this stuff that you thought you needed to work on before, that's the stuff that will help you to fine-tune your process. And it really only matters after you get more comfortable and confident with less. So this part of the process goes straight here, but still it's going to be a long journey because you're still just going to be pulling things out piece by piece. And I don't want that for you. No. If you want to really collapse time in your packing light journey, we have to find another way, right? And lucky for you, I have created and refined that other way. There is a very specific method that I teach inside my class, Baggage Freedom Express. It catapults you into thinking and acting more like your future self, the one who is comfortable and excited to travel with and be with less. We essentially flip the packing light process on its head, build our list up from nothing. It allows us to reach our end goal in record time, and all the while, we're building beliefs and confidence around how this new and much smaller packing list can serve you. We're not getting caught up in the whirlpool of chaos. Instead, we're targeting the most important needle-moving hard points of the journey, getting those honed in and under control. And afterwards, when you finally look at those perfecting points, like specialty gear and hacks, those are just the icing on the cake, but not the cake itself. So when you join us inside Baggage Freedom Express, you are essentially bypassing the normal pathway. It's like there's a bridge down here that you didn't know existed. And that bridge actually drops you right about here. And the only reason you aren't 2 feet on solid ground just yet is that you have to finish the process by going on a real life trip with your new tiny backpacking skills. And I can't do that for you, right, in the class. Now, what's even better than the fact that you get dropped off like right here at the very edge of the shore after taking Baggage Freedom Express and bypassing all of this chaos and drama right here is that we do it in just 5 short days. Not 5 years, but 5 days. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty amazing, okay? And of course, there will be work, but it will be impactful work, the stuff that does the most for you. So if you're thinking, I don't have time for that, I have to ask, do you really have time not to? If you're a travel lover who wants to stop wasting so much time and energy on our packing light game, be sure to register for the next Baggage Freedom Express Masterclass. Head to herpackinglist.com/freedom to do so now. And of course, join the waitlist if registration isn't currently open so that you don't miss a thing. I hope that you enjoyed this video today, and maybe I'll see you inside my next class. Bye now.